Hi everyone, today we're going to be talking about those super hyped products, and quite frankly I just don't get why everyone's talking about these, because for me they're just either mediocre, they're absolutely awful, or yeah, I just don't think they're worth the money. So if you have been meaning to try these but they're just out of your budget, I don't think you're missing anything. I truly don't. We're going to get straight on with it. If you are new here, hi, my name's Gemma. I upload new beauty content on this channel every single week, and I'd love it if you are enjoying what you're watching. If you would consider clicking on that like button, the subscribe button, and the notification bell, I would seriously appreciate it. If you are a returning viewer, welcome back. First up, we've got a product from Murad. I am a huge fan of Murad as a brand. Their formulations are beautiful. They research all of the ingredients. They don't shove things in willy-nilly, just unnecessarily. I really like the formulations that they come out with. The ingredients are top-notch. They are very expensive, but if you are into luxury skincare, generally Murad is one of the brands that I would point you towards because I really love their products. Unfortunately, I don't love this one, and I really don't like it. I mean, it's not just this doesn't suit my skin. I really don't like this formulation. So this is the multivitamin clear coat broad spectrum SPF 50. It's got a PA rating of plus. The ingredients in here, again, are absolutely fantastic. The protection that you're going to get from this, if you apply it in the right quantity, again, absolutely fantastic. What I don't like is the consistency, the texture, and how this feels on my skin. This has a silicone-y, greasy texture, which I really don't like. It doesn't absorb into the skin because it's that silicone-y texture. It tends to sit on the surface, and it definitely has an oily slip on the surface. Now, applied in moderation, very sparingly, this is okay. This doesn't feel too heavy on my skin, and it's quite blurring and smoothing. But we all know that you can't apply an SPF really sparingly if you want to get the SPF that is advertised on the bottle, which is SPF 50. I don't even like applying this. I feel like I have to wipe my hands immediately after application because I've got that really oily residue that does not want to disappear. Applying makeup over the top of this when you apply the correct amount, I find, again, impossible. It just doesn't work for me. Again, applied very sparingly, it's beautiful. I still think it leaves an oily residue and it's not my favorite, but I can see why people like it in that sense. But yeah, if you want to get SPF 50 out of this, it is quite heavy. It feels quite sweaty on my skin. I just cannot wait to get this off. I actually wore this to the chemist to go and pick up Seth's prescription a couple of weeks ago, and I usually do like to test out a product for a full day, if not 2, 3, or 4 days before I make my mind up. I could not wait to get this off my skin, and as soon as I walked home from the chemist, I took this off my skin with an oil cleanser and applied a different SPF. I disliked it that much, which is a real shame because it cost me quite a lot of money. If you absolutely love this, if this is one of your favorite SPFs of all time and you wouldn't be without it, please let everybody know your experiences in the comment section, because it's not just my opinion that matters here. But yeah, I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. Next up, we've got the Lola's Lashes Sunday Salon Pre-Bonded Lashes. I usually really like this sort of concept of lash. I really like lashes like Lashify. I love lash ribbons here in the UK. I just think they are superb. They last a really long time and they are effortless to apply. So when I heard everyone and their dog talking about these, I was very quick to go and buy, because if I don't have to go through the process of actually gluing the lashes to the underneath of my natural lash, then that saves me a job. The unfortunate thing about these was they just didn't stick to my natural lashes. It was really quite cumbersome to get these off, and on the advert that I watched and all the other people that were talking about these, they'd done a full lash in 30 seconds all the way across from the outer to the inner, and I wanted that. I wanted to do that, and it just didn't happen for me. When I eventually got the lashes to stick to my natural lashes, they were falling off through the day and they were just too much hassle for me. So I would prefer to have the added security of actually applying the lash bond underneath my lashes and then fixing them to my lashes that way, because I know that that works, and this just didn't for me. They did look really, really nice when they were actually affixed to my lash, but that didn't last very, very long, because one gust of wind and I was like, whoa, where are my lashes? Another thing I'm not so keen on is that the lash band is actually quite thick and very, very black. So once the lashes are fixed to your natural lashes, they don't look as natural as they could have done had the lash band been a little bit more discreet. And you get that with the other companies that I mentioned earlier. You're not getting that with this. So yeah, it's a bit of a shame for me. I will persevere with these. I will try again, but my initial thoughts are it's more faff than I imagined. It's actually more work than it would have been had I been applying the glue to the lashes. So it's a bust. But if I change my mind, I will let you know in a future video. Next up, we've got the Pout Perfect lipstick pencil from Zoeva. I was really excited to buy this. I'd seen loads of people talking about it, generally on other platforms, and I bought two of these, one for my mum in her shade and one for me for testing, and really disappointed. So this is a really chunky lipstick pencil, and the problem with that for me is that this is supposed to be your lip liner and your lipstick in one, and it's too big to be a lip liner. You can't be precise when trying to define the outer border of the lip, which is what I use a lip liner for a bit of definition. So I'm still reaching for a lip liner for the job of the lip liner. So this really is just a lipstick for me, and I just feel like it's a bit of an inferior lipstick to the other lipsticks that I have in my collection. So a little bit of a meh product, really. It feels like a lip liner on the lips. It feels quite waxy and heavy, used all over the lips. It really does set down, so it doesn't budge throughout the day, which is good. But if I wanted that heavy, waxy feel, I would just take one of my lip liners and apply it all over my lips. Generally, if I do that, I have to apply something over the top because they can dry out my lips, which this also does. So a little bit disappointing. I definitely wouldn't recommend these. Again, if you do like them, please let everybody know why you like them, how they work for you, how they last throughout the day, how you apply them, how you use them. Do you use this as a lip liner? Do you use it as a lipstick, or both? I'd love to know. Yeah, it was a bit of a bust. Next up, we've got the Beauty Pie Luminous Mineral Skin Tint. I really wanted to like this. I'm not usually a big fan of mineral sunscreens because I find them a little bit too thick and heavy, but I went into it with an open mind, really keeping all fingers crossed. Unfortunately, it didn't pan out. As soon as I applied this to my skin, loved it. Loved it, thought it was really lightweight, really easy to apply, very smooth. But again, just like the Murad SPF, it's very difficult to apply the correct amount in one go. So you have to go in stints, apply a little bit, let it dry down, apply another bit, let it dry down, just so you're not there for ages trying to rub it into the skin. I do like the tinted aspect of this. I think it's very, very pretty. I wore this to one of B's football matches, so I felt like I got a little bit of makeup on even though I didn't have any makeup on, but my skin just looked a little bit fresher, a little bit more even, so that aspect of it really, really liked. Also, this has got really good sun protection with SPF 40, so I was very, very happy with that. The problem that I had, other than the fact that this took absolutely ages to absorb and dry down into my skin, was that it looked beautiful to begin with, but as the day progressed, it started to break down a little bit, feel a little bit heavier, and go a little bit waxy on my skin. This does come in several shades and the shade range is actually quite decent. I've gone for the shade Fair and also Light Warm. Both of them I can get away with. Fair is a little bit too fair for me. Light Warm is a little bit too warm for me, but I do like the shade range. Like I said, I really like these on first application if you can persevere and build this up to the level that you actually are going to get that SPF 40 protection. It's just as you go through the day, it just doesn't feel as nice, and yeah. I was really disappointed with these because I really wanted to like them, but you know, I just don't. I have a feeling that this is going to be a very unpopular opinion because I am about to say that the Chanel Sublimage Corrector Concealer is not worth the hype. I know, I can feel your stares straight away. I gush over Chanel. I absolutely adore the bones of Chanel. It is that brand that gets me weak at the knees. So I hadn't tried this before. I really wanted to try it, so I went in, got colour matched, bought it with my own money. I actually sent some of this home with my mum for her to try, and she was a bit nonplussed about it as well. She actually thought it was a foundation at first and put it all over her face. You know, one way to waste a product, mother, thank you very much. But you do get a lot of the product in here. The tub of this is another reason why I'm not so keen. You know, it's very open to the elements. It would be better for me in a squeezy tube, but I know that just wouldn't be luxury Chanel. So there are lots of nice ingredients in here, lots of hydrating and nourishing ingredients. It also has decent coverage, I would say light coverage to low medium coverage, which is going to be enough for the majority of people. But I don't think it's groundbreaking. I don't think it's one of those where I go, wow, I have to wear this every single day, and it is pricey. It is up there on cost. I have really quite dry under eyes at points, and even though this has got a lot of skincare within the formula, this still sank into my dryness. And if I slightly over applied someday, this still sank into every single fine line that I've got. So it has all the issues that a regular concealer has, and it's 3 times the price. Now that I have this, I will definitely use it. It's not one of the products in this video that I do not want anywhere near my skin again, like the Murad SPF. This is a perfectly nice product. I just don't get the hype. So I'll use this on no makeup days where I just want to look a little bit fresher, a little bit livelier, a little bit more awake. Tap a tiny bit of this, and you do only need a tiny little pinprick amount underneath the eye. Tap it out. It goes on just like a moisturizer, so incredibly easy to blend, and then I am on my way getting on with my day. So yeah, it's perfectly beautiful, but not one of those products that I would rave about, which I was really hoping for and didn't get. Next up is a product that I really need help with. So I don't get this, I don't get how to apply this, I don't get anything out of it, I just don't understand it. So if somebody has tried this and is getting absolutely beautiful results, please let me know, because I bought this in Manchester the other day. And yeah, it just, oh my goodness. Let me show you the applicator of the Refi Lash Sculpt Mascara. This is something out of a horror movie. It is sturdy, it is stiff, and there are tiny little prongs on the end of it. Please somebody answer to me, how on earth do you apply this? So it's so rigid that when you start applying it, because it's so rigid and everybody's eye shape is completely different, it's very, very difficult, if not impossible, to get right to the very base of the lash. And I like my mascara to go all the way from the base, all the way to the tip. And then when you want to do the lower lashes, it's impossible to do the lower lashes, getting right to the edge. It's really cumbersome to get right to the edge, get right that inner lash there, really, really difficult. And the formula itself did nothing for me. This is supposed to give a little bit of volume, only a little bit of volume, and quite a bit of length, and it did neither. I poked myself in the eye with this more times than I actually got the product on my lashes. I will do myself an injury, I really will. This is not for the clumsy person. And finally, I just want to touch on the Charlotte Tilbury Unreal Skin Sheer Glow Tint Hydrating Foundation Stick. This for me is not a foundation stick. This for me is a stick highlighter or a skin perfector. It is the Hollywood Flawless Filter in stick form. There are similarities, there are definite differences between the Hollywood Flawless Filter, so I don't just think it is Hollywood Flawless Filter in general. The Hollywood Flawless Filter is a thicker consistency. It's slightly more difficult to blend out. This is very, very easy. I think the Hollywood Flawless Filter is actually less glowy than this. So yeah, this is slightly glowier in my opinion. I think that if you are going to be wearing this as a foundation, it's like a red carpet product. It is there to look absolutely stunning for a couple of hours until the job is done, and then it sort of slides off the skin. It's perfectly nice. It's definitely not for me. I did see in my review in the comments section that a lot of people love this. I'm still confused because glowy products for me just emphasize fine lines, wrinkles, large pores, texture, which this definitely did on me. So I'm just confused why it looks stunning on some people and just not on others. I'm in the not camp, but you make your own decisions. I have done a full wear test and shown application in my previous video. I'll link it up here for you if you haven't seen that, if you are interested in this, but this is definitely not a foundation stick for me. Doesn't give enough coverage. It's too glowy, it's more like a highlighter, yeah, and I just don't get it. So that's it for this video. I really hope you've enjoyed it. They are some of the products that I just feel are so overhyped and they just don't deserve it. I mean, it is only my opinion. Please have your say in the comment section. If you agree with me, if you disagree with me, every voice is heard on this channel. So please have your say below. Please don't forget to like and subscribe before you leave. And I hope to see you all in the next video. Bye everyone.